I mean, just when I came out of the graduation, I appeared for this PO test, and in one go, I qualified that test, and I was probationary officer in Punjab National Bank. Okay, and thereafter, after serving for a couple of years, I became manager Punjab National Bank. So, in all the faculties in the banking sector, I have experience and expertise of working over there. So, banking as a subject is a wonderful subject. Why? Because whether you are in judiciary, whether you are an advocate or into legal profession, giving legal services to the corporate world or to the private world, the banking or without having a knowledge in banking, I think you are into a little difficulty. I don't say that you are into problem, but you will be facing a lot of difficulties because ultimately at one area or the other area, you have to come across with the banking sector where you are going to face many things of your routine life. So now, after that, I resigned from the bank. I entered into academics. I became a professor, IAFT, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. Okay, and thereafter I used to teach in Delhi University, colleges also, including Indraprasth University. Also, I have been teaching for some time as a visiting professor. But I went to USA. I became professor at University of Chicago, US. So I used to teach international business and international finance. So this is my expertise. Okay, a little bit about myself. Now I have been given, the broad view of how the banks are functioning in the country or all over the world. So when you happen to come across with the banking means banking system. Okay, you will find lot of similarities all over the world. When I say lot of similarities, because ultimately whatever is happening as a transaction, it is the same process which is being adopted in India or Japan or America or European continent or even in Middle East. A little bit small changes are there, of course, okay, but fundamentals about banking are the same. So the fundamentals about banking are the same all over the world. Why? Because one thing you have always to remember, that debit what comes in and the credit what goes out. So this is the basic fundamental, and apart from that, every entry has its corresponding entry. Always remember, because this is going to be the backbone of discussion. If there is a credit, definitely there is a debit somewhere. Now you try to go on finding it, because if something has entered into your account, okay, and maybe through Hawala, or maybe through Dawood Ibrahim, or through other drug mafias, they have remitted some money to your account. So while tracing those accounts, because as I say, the banking principle all over the world is same. What does it mean? It means when there is a entry, debit, then corresponding credit entry is there. Or when there is a credit entry, then corresponding debit entry must be there. Without that, no banking can apply. No banking system cannot work at all. Followed? So now, in India, as by and large, you have to classify the banking sector, because classification of banking sector is very important. Why we classify, and what is the utility of classifying those banking sectors? There was a time when this banking used to be for the classes. Only elite people, rich people can have that banking facilities, or dare to enter into a bank or banking branch and to request them to open an account. There was a time before nationalization, okay, and after the nationalization, the banking concept changed from class banking to mass banking. Because ultimately, who is to, avail the facilities? The common masses, the common people. Whosoever the common people are, they have to avail these facilities. So, therefore, banking has to be for the common masses. And that was the reason, there was a time when you used to have 10,000, 20,000, 25,000 bucks in your pocket, and then you used to enter into a banking branch for opening an account over there. Okay. But now, later on, when the banking for the masses was introduced, then even with the help of 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 10 bucks, 20 bucks, you can open an account in the bank. Is that fine? So this is why this was introduced, to inculcate the banking habits in all of you. Inculcate. Because you become then, attuned to that system. And how you become attuned to the system? By practicing, by using that system. And now when I say the classification of banking sector, classification means by and large two classifications are there, but thereafter those two classifications became four classifications in the banking sector. So what are those classifications? One is the public sector banks. Public sector banks are those banks which are owned by the government of India. In other words, they are the government of India undertakings. I mean, the government of India has undertaken them. That is why they are being, classified under public sector banks. And there is another sector also in the banks. That sector is known as the private sector. Private sector means all those banks which are not nationalized, or where the government, uh, uh, stake is not there. Those are known as the private sector banks. So, for example, ICICI, for example, HDFC, for example, Yes Bank. Are you people getting my, concept clear? So these type of banks are known as, of course. And then further classification went on. Then the government decided to open the regional rural banks, RRBs. RRBs, regional rural development banks, and these were opened. Then the fourth category comes to the cooperative sector, cooperative banks. Okay, everybody has the stake. Okay, in that cooperative sector, small amounts. Okay, from the public, and the group is formed as a trust or as a society, and that society runs the bank. They take the lessons from the central bank, okay, and thereafter they can start functioning as a cooperative bank. So now, again, when I say central bank, what is central bank? Here in India, the central bank name is Reserve Bank of India. Is that fine? So Reserve Bank of India works or acts as a central bank. When I say central bank, means that monitors, that controls, supervises the activities. When I say activities, that means all financial activities. Okay? The activities in the banking sector. Whether those activities are happening in public sector or private sector or even in RRBs or in cooperative banks, okay, they are all being, watched, overlooked, or, being supervised, monitored by the Reserve Bank of India. Is that fine? So for that, Reserve Bank of India, being a prime bank in the country or central bank in the country, frames the rules, regulations time to time. And that Reserve Bank of India also decides the repo rates, the interest rates, okay, the lending rates, and these type of rates, and even monetary policy. I think I'm not going deep into it at the moment because I have been told just give an the overview of the banking. Okay, so I'm giving the overview of banking because everything is related with the advocates, or with the law, or with the judiciary. Everything is. If you ask me any question, okay, sir, you tell me how this is connected with the judiciary, I will let you know, okay, where you people are going to have that utility in the sector. So you name anything, any damn thing in the world, okay, I will tell you, okay, why banking is necessary, or important for that you to understand for that sector. Is that fine? So again, when I say the Reserve Bank monitors, controls, notifies the banks regarding monetary policy, okay, regarding BOPs, balance of payments, okay. So are you people aware of it, this balance of payment and all that? But anyway, when there is a subject topic to be taught further, okay, after this class, then you have to have that topics, each and every topic, and how they are functioning and how they are doing it, and what is their meaning. If monetary policy, if I start discussing the monetary policy, is going to take 2 days time to make you understand with the monetary policy. Or if I am to teach you people the BOP, balance of payments, okay, or how the surplus is being accounted for, these are all the things which are going to take 2 3 classes, regular classes, where you can understand these topics also. Am I right? So now Reserve Bank of India, by and large, I have told you, and under Reserve Bank of India, NABARD was open. SEBI is also being it's a independent body as far as SEBI is concerned. Somebody gave that uh, that contents to, yes, to Archana ji, and she forwarded those contents to me. Okay, so I am talking all those contents here which have been forwarded to me. Okay, am I right? Huh? Okay, so now please sit down. So then, as I told you, NABARD is an independent body that is also a part of banking which has been bifurcated from the main banking. When I say rural banks, why rural bank concept was brought in? Because the government of India wanted that these particularly classified rural banks will be working for the benefit of the rural people, because India being a country dominated by the farmers and the agriculturalists, okay, so agriculture sector is a very wide sector, and how to make them grow along with you, then definitely they need the services. And who can serve them? The banks, whether it's a private bank, whether it's a public sector government banks, or whether it is a rural bank, regional rural banks, they will serve them better. And then you have to understand how the banks function. One basic factor you have again to remember, that bank is a commission agent. The role of the banking sector is just a role of commission agency. Why? Because when the buyer comes to the bank, okay, the bank charges its commission. When the seller comes to the bank charges its commission. Whosoever goes to the bank charges commission. This is one way of the revenue generation. How the banks can generate revenue for its employees, for the government of India, how they can be converted into profits, and these are the sources of generation of the revenue. Got it? And now, how the banks function? Again, the backbone of the banking is deposits and then the advances. If you go on depositing the money, and the money is accumulated in your coffers, आपकी तिजोरियों के अंदर अगर मनी इकट्ठा हो जाती है, तो मनी when it is idle is big zero. The value of the money is zero because it is lying idle. So how it has to grow? The money can grow only by investing. Is that fine? Now, keeping this concept all over the world, when I say all over the world, it means all over the world. Everywhere, every country, they take the deposits from the public, okay? And all those deposits which they collect from the public are invested as a lending, or loans, under loans and advances, they are being. So, how this principle functions? Simple principle. Say, for example, if the banks are giving you 7% for the money that you deposit with the bank, 7%, the money that you deposit with the bank in the form of fixed deposit. So banks are not going to keep that money. You have deposited today 50 lakhs with the bank. So the bank will be bankrupt if it doesn't, reinvest that money that you have deposited. So the banks are then giving loans to the customers, to the entrepreneurs, to the business houses, to the individuals, okay, in the form of housing loan, personal loan, car loan, etc., business loan. Followed it? So the different categories of loans, the bank's money is being, reinvested. And when that money is being reinvested, that is in the form of, say, 10%, for example. I am giving you an example. So that means the 3% margin is the margin being generated by the banks through the money received from you and further invested to the people, to the masses, to the public. Got the point? Now, when you go to the bank, as I've told you, there are very few type of accounts which are being, frequently opened and used and utilized. The one form of account is saving account. And the another form is current. Is that fine? And then another form is, I am taking just a main. Other types of accounts are just the subsidiaries, offroots. Okay? You can change the nomenclature here and there, but the things are the same. Sometimes, the old schemes put into the new bottle and showcase before the public that this scheme you opt. When you go to the bank, they will tell you that you go for this scheme. और घूम फिर के अगर आप आएंगे तो स्कीम तो वही है, मगर उसको थोड़ा सा फैशन करके, टेलर्ड करके, थोड़ा सा उसकी कॉस्मेटिक ब्यूटिफिकेशन करके उसको आपके सामने जो है रख दिया जाता है. तो व्हेन वी टॉक अकाउंट्स, सेविंग, करंट, देन एफडी, that is fixed deposit. Fixed deposit is also known as a term deposit. Why? Here, your deposit term is decided. When you go to the bank and you tell them, yeah, I want to have open the account as a fixed deposit. So you should be sure in your mind that you are going to block your money or invest your money, okay, for a certain period. That period can be 3 months, that period can be 6 months, that period can be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years. Got the point? Whereas in saving account or current account, these are the running accounts operational accounts, all the accounts are operational. Okay. So saving and current, these are operational accounts. But what is the difference? Here there is no term. You deposit today and after 1 hour you go and you withdraw the money. No foundations. Is that clear? And this is everywhere, not particularly here, everywhere. In some of the countries, on the current deposit you get here you get the interest. Followed? Here also you get the interest. Am I right? But in this case, in India, you don't get the interest. Here the bank charges you their charges. Bank charges you every year, 6 months or quarterly or 6 monthly or half yearly or yearly. They charge you something. Why? Because they say that we are maintaining your current account, your balances, your operations, and for that we are giving you services. So in lieu of the services being provided by us, we are charging you something. Am I right? Got the point? Now I'm telling you the reverse banking. In United States of America, when you go over there and put your money in savings, okay, they will not give you any interest. Got the point? They will never offer you any interest. In the US only, in the case of fixed deposits, they offer you the interest. Whereas the other accounts, if you go on opening small accounts, big accounts, okay, they are not going to offer you any interest. They say, we are the custodian of your assets, your money, your liquid money, and we are providing you the services. And since we are providing you the services, how can you expect the interest from us? Rather, you should give us, because we are looking after your things. The money you cannot, keep all the money at your homes. So that is the reason they ask you in return the charges, the commission for the services rendered by them. So got the point? But when we talk about, advances, loans and advances, so there are 2-3 things again you have always to remember. One is term loan. I am writing banking language. Term loan. Okay. So one, type of loan is known as the term loan. The another type of loan is known as cash credit. Cash credit. Okay. And another type of loan is known as overdraft. And this cash credit is further, divided into hypothecation and pledge. कई वकील जो है इसको ठीक से डिफाइन नहीं कर पाते अपनी आर्गूमेंट्स में. जब वो कोर्ट में जाते हैं अपने आर्गूमेंट्स देते हैं तो उसमें कई मतलब सीधे तरीके से नहीं समझा पाते. Followed? Now let's talk about the term loan. When we say term loan, means the loan which is being given to you for a term, particular term. आप गए, उन्होंने कहा कि आपने कहा कि मुझे लोन चाहिए. उन्होंने कहा ठीक है दिया, मगर आपकी इंस्टॉलमेंट हम 3 साल की बना दे रहे हैं. तो विद इन 3 months यू हैव टू रिटर्न दैट मनी. जो भी इंस्टॉलमेंट बनी, along with the interest, you have to repay that in 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, like that. So the loan which is given against a particular term is known as a term loan. Got the point? Cash credit. कैश क्रेडिट मींस आपको एक लिमिट दे दी जाती है, ठीक है। आपको कहा गया कि आपको हमने 10, आप बिजनेस करते हैं या आपका शोरूम है या आपका ट्रेडिंग हाउस है कोई, ठीक है, आपकी रिटेल शॉप है, आप मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट लगा रखा है, नो प्रॉब्लम। आप बैंक के पास गए, बैंक से आपने कहा कि मुझे लिमिट चाहिए, मेरी बना दीजिए। तो बैंक ने कहा कि ठीक है 50 लाख रुपए की लिमिट हम आपको बना देते हैं। आपने मांगा 50 लाख, मैं उस पर नहीं जा रहा हूं कि 50 आपने जो मांगा वो दे दिया, नो, दैट इज नोन एज अप्रेजल। ओके, वो तो एक सब्जेक्ट ही बैंक के अंदर ही है कि कैसे मैं अप्रेज करूंगा कि आप मेरे पास आ जाएं बैंक के अंदर, ठीक है, और आप कहते हैं कि मुझे ये घर खरीदना है, फ्लैट खरीदना है, ये 1 करोड़ का है, मुझे 1 करोड़ दे दीजिए। और मैंने कहा कि ठीक है दे दिया। ऐसा नहीं होता, वेरी सिंपल। उसके लिए भी अप्रेस करना पड़ता है। उसके लिए मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि क्या क्या चीजें बैंक देखता है, ठीक है। वो सब चीजों के अंदर अगर उन पैरामीटर्स के अंदर, विद इन दोज पैरामीटर्स, इफ यू आर ओके टू बी गिवन 1 करोड़ और 50 lakhs or 2 crores, you will be given immediately, ठीक। और अगर आपने 1 करोड़ मांगा है और बैंक की नजर में, बैंक की नजर मतलब ये नहीं कि ये नजर, बैंक की नजर का मतलब वो जो कैलकुलेशन की जाती है आपकी वर्थ को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए, वर्थ भी कैलकुलेट होती है, कई फैक्टर्स हैं उसके अंदर, वो मैं अभी एक्सप्लेन नहीं करूंगा, बड़ा लंबा टॉपिक हो जाएगा, ठीक है। वो टॉपिक ही अपने आप के अंदर डिफरेंट है, टॉपिक फिर सब टॉपिक फिर सब टॉपिक, लाइक दैट, ओके, दे आर द डिफरेंट, बिकॉज द एंटायर बैंकिंग you cannot learn in 45 minutes or 1 hour. Am I right? So this is here, when you go to the bank and say we want the 50 lakhs, bank says after appraising, after judging everything, permutations, combinations, calculations, everything, and they say they agree that 50 lakhs can be advanced to you or can be given to you as a loan limit. Okay, what does it mean? It means very simple. मैंने आपसे कहा कि आपने किसी को 1 लाख का चेक काटा, 50 लाख की लिमिट है, तो अगर आपको जो है 1 लाख का चेक काटा आपने, तो वो 1 लाख जो है डेबिट शो करेगा, 1 लाख। अब आपकी कितनी लिमिट रह गई बाकी? 49 ना, ठीक। फिर आपने किसी को 2 लाख का चेक काट दिया, 3 लाख का चेक काट दिया, तो 49 में 3 और कम कर दीजिए, है जी। तो मतलब कहने का मतलब ये है कि यहां 50 लाख है लिमिट का, और 50 लाख जो है ये 1 लाख हुआ, ठीक है। फिर उसके बाद जो है ये 3 लाख और हुआ, तो ऐड हो गया, कितना हो गया, ये 4 हो गया। 4 के बाद जो है 5 लाख आपने किसी और को दे दिया, या आपने विड्रा कर लिया बैंक से, क्योंकि आपने कोई माल खरीदना है, बाजार से कुछ करना है, आपने फैक्ट्री चलानी है, या आपने अपना शोरूम चलाना है, या किसी को चेक दिया है आपने, ठीक है। तो फिर ये 5 ये ऐड हो जाएगा, ये कितना हो जाएगा, 9। तो ये होते 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 50 लाख के अंदर ही अंदर आप अपना ट्रांजैक्शंस को रन कर सकते हैं। और जहां 50 लाख के ट्रांजैक्शन ऊपर होने लगता है, तो आपके चेक्स जो हैं बाउंस होने लगते हैं, मींस वापस कर दिए जाते हैं कि लिमिट जो है आपकी क्रॉस हो गई। इज दैट फाइन? यू अंडरस्टूड इट? सो नाउ व्हेन वी से कि these are the, so these amounts, these limits are given against your sales and purchases. आपने कुछ माल बेचा मार्केट में, और आपको कितना मिला, 2 लाख का माल बेच दिया आपने। तो जब 2 लाख का माल आपने बेचा, तो ये 2 लाख का माल इधर आ गया, क्योंकि आपने 2 लाख बेचा तो पैसा जमा किया ना बैंक के अंदर। या आपको किसी ने 2 लाख का चेक दे दिया कि आपसे माल आया था 5 लाख का, ये 2 लाख ले लीजिए, ठीक। तो वो जो 2 लाख आया, तो ये लिमिट कितनी हो गई, 7 lakhs. ऐसा हुआ ना? So now this cash credit limit functions as a deposit, as a debit, as a credit. Both debit credit entries are simultaneously being done under this act. Simultaneously. Got it? और इसके अंदर now this 50 lakh is given you as an hypothecation. What is hypothecation? I have seen many advocates, even judges also, they fail to answer my questions. Absolutely fine. आप ठीक बिल्कुल डायरेक्शन पे जा रही हैं. ठीक है, आपने जो डायरेक्शन पकड़ी बिल्कुल ठीक है. इसके अंदर क्या होता है कि जो ये लोन दिया जाता है सीसी वाला, ये आपको दिया जाता है कि रॉ मटेरियल, सेमी फिनिश्ड गुड्स, फिनिश्ड गुड्स, पैकिंग, एवरीथिंग एंड रिसीवेबल्स, बाजार से कितना लेना है आपने, इन सबको मिला के ये लोन दिया जाता है. ठीक, तो इसके अंदर क्या है? हाइपोथिकेशन मैंने बोला. हाइपोथिकेशन मींस वेयर all the goods remain with you as a borrower. As a borrower, all the goods are remaining with you. No physical interference or possession by the banker. No physical. When I say physical, फिजिकल का मतलब होता है कि मैंने ले लिया और आपसे कहा कि आप इसको यूज नहीं कर सकते या मुझसे बिना परमिशन के यूज नहीं कर सकते. नो, एज शी स्टेटेड कि कार ली, उसको हाइपोथिकेट किया. इसका मतलब कार की पूरी लिबर्टी है आपको. कार ड्राइव करें, यहाँ ले जाएं, वहां ले जाएं, घर ले जाएं, आपकी चीज है. ठीक है, आप टाइमली इंस्टॉलमेंट दे रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो दैट इज नोन एज ए हाइपोथिकेशन वेयर the physical possession of the goods remain with the borrower and ownership. अब मार्क कीजिएगा, मैं लीगल पे आ गया हूं. अब मैं लीगल पे आ गया हूं. एंड द ओनरशिप रिमेन्स विद द बैंक. हु इज द ओनर? बैंक. फिजिकल पोजेशन आपके पास. गॉट इट? And this is known as hypothecation. And what is pledge? जो बैंक के पास हो, बैंक के लॉक एंड की में हो. गॉट इट? क्योंकि आपके पास केसेस आएंगे, हो सकता है आप फैक्ट्री के वकील हैं या कोई ऐसे केसेस हैं जिसमें बैंक और क्लाइंट के बीच में झगड़ा चल रहा है. ठीक है, तो यू शुड हैव ए वेरी ब्रॉड नॉलेज अबाउट इट. द सब्जेक्ट नॉलेज इज वेरी एसेंशियल टू फाइट द केसेस. You can change the scenario in the court immediately, and nobody will be able to understand what you have done. But whatever you have done because of your knowledge, that you gained it, and this is the knowledge which has created the miracle. Got the point? So this is about the pledge where the possession and the ownership both remain with the bank, and that is known as a pledge account under cash credit limit. Overdraft is also the same limit, but it is given against a collateral security. What is known as collateral? Now, what is the legal language of collateral? I'm coming to the legal now part of it. Technical and legal both. I'm asking general, okay. So what is collateral? It is a security, but what is collateral? Collateral means, when the bank says, okay, you are doing the business, you have taken 50 lakhs from us, no problem. and all that, the raw material, the semi-finished goods, the finished goods, and the packing, everything. Okay, it is our thing. Okay, no doubt possession is with you. Okay, our possession is with the bank, both pledge and hypothecation. Okay, is there, no problem. But you give us the security. तो आप क्या पूछते हैं? आप कहते हैं सब कुछ तो आपका है। जो वहां फैक्ट्री के अंदर अगर एक हथौड़ा भी रखा हुआ है और एक स्क्रू ड्राइवर भी रखा हुआ है फैक्ट्री के अंदर, वो भी तो लिखा पढ़ी में आपने गिरवी करवा रखा है, हाइपोथिकेट करवा रखा है। तो आप कौन सी सिक्योरिटी चाहिए आपको? तो बैंक सेज कि नो, यू प्रोवाइड मी, प्रोवाइड अस द कोलेटरल. Collateral means in addition to the main security, whatever is given is known as a collateral. In addition. Main security क्या हो गया? Goods. चाहे वो finished है चाहे unfinished है. और collateral क्या हो गया? कि additional security. अब आप पूछते हैं कि additional कौन सी security चाहिए आपको? तो वो कहते हैं अगर आपके पास मकान के कागज हैं, ठीक है, तो उनको आप दे दीजिए, प्लेज कर दीजिए बैंक के पास, ठीक है। और अगर आपके पास मकान के कागज नहीं है, आपके पास जो है एफडीआर्स हैं, तो एफडीआर्स दे दीजिए, फिक्स डिपॉजिट, या आपके पास जो है बॉन्ड है या शेयर्स हैं, उसको दे दीजिए। दीज आर नोन एज द कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटीज, एडिशनल सिक्योरिटीज। So this concept is clear to all of you? Any confusion about it? Any question about it? So now, by and large, once again, we are coming back to that, the banking channel where you have, certain type of deposits and you have certain type of advances, loans. वो तो लोन्स बहुत हैं, ऐसे तो हाउसिंग लोन हो गया, ठीक है। हाउसिंग लोन के अंदर क्या है? हाउसिंग लोन के अंदर भी वही चीजें हैं कि आपको हाउसिंग लोन दे दिया गया और कहा गया कि दिस प्रॉपर्टी, आई मीन अगेंस्ट विच द हाउसिंग लोन इज बीइंग गिवन टू यू शुड बी पाक एंड साफ। ये तो कहते हैं ना, पाक साफ होनी चाहिए प्रॉपर्टी, उसके अंदर कोई इनकम्बरेंस नहीं होनी चाहिए, यही तो कहा जाता है। आई मीन द बेसिक वर्ड्स विच आर बीइंग यूज्ड इन द लीगल लैंग्वेज एंड इन द बैंकिंग लैंग्वेज आर द सेम, कि पाक साफ होनी चाहिए, चेन उसकी होनी चाहिए प्रॉपर, कहां से प्रॉपर्टी किसने खरीदी, कौन कौन इसके खरीदार थे, कितने बेचने वाले थे। ओके, जो चेन ऑफ टाइटल इज क्लियर। और फिर आपकी कैपेसिटी क्या है, आप पहुंच गए कि मुझे 1 करोड़ का वो चाहिए, फ्लैट चाहिए और मुझे दे दीजिए। तो बैंक पूछेगा कि ये 1 करोड़ आप रिटर्न कैसे करेंगे? शो मी योर वर्थ कैपेसिटी, रिटर्न कैपेसिटी। So what is your income? And the income can be ascertained with the help of the ITRs, income tax returns that you file with the income tax office is the proof of your income. That is what it is being, given to the bank. Okay, this is the testimony or this is the proof of my income which I have filed in the income tax returns. Got it? अगर मान लिया इनकम आपकी सफिशिएंट नहीं है तो बैंक कह देगा कि नहीं, आपका लोन तो इससे ज्यादा तो हो ही नहीं सकता। और दूसरा बैंक ये भी देखता है कि अगर बाई दी वे आपकी किस्त जो है, इंस्टॉलमेंट जो है वो 50,000 रुपये महीना बन रही है और आपकी इनकम 70,000 रुपये महीने की है या 80,000 रुपये महीने की है, तो बैंक कह देगा कि सारी लोन का या तो पीरियड हम बढ़ाएं, ठीक है, ड्यूरेशन टर्म बढ़ा दें, या इंस्टॉलमेंट अमाउंट कम कर दें। क्यों? बैंक्स ये सोच के चलते हैं कि अगर बाई दी वे आपने 50,000 रुपये महीना देना शुरू किया, 70,000 आपकी इनकम है, 20,000 में आप घर कैसे चलाएंगे, खाना कैसे खाएंगे, समझ गए ना, सारी चीज़ों को कैलकुलेशन कर लेगा बैंक, ठीक है, और उस पर करके आपको कह देगा कि नहीं नहीं, आप जो है दलदल में फंसने जा रही हैं मैडम, ठीक है, तो इसलिए उस दलदल से मैं आपको बचा रहा हूं। गॉट इट? So this is how the banking sector functions. Now there are, apart from that, there are international banks. That is another sector classification of the banking sector. And all those international banks are also being given permission, a license by the Reserve Bank of India to function in this country. You got the point? So although the Reserve Bank of India, while licensing a bank to open a branch, okay, or to shift a branch, they ensure that the equity, what is the ratio of the equity of this particular bank, who are the promoters of the bank, all those factors are weighed in, all those factors. I mean, it is not that drug mafia has opened a bank, started a bank, say in Geneva, Switzerland, and that bank is in Switzerland, and now that bank wants to open a branch here. So the Reserve Bank of India is going to look into all these things. Okay, who are the promoters for this bank and their background? And after cross-checking all those parameters, then they will grant them the license to open a branch in India. So this is how the banks function. And now my last sentence, just overall, because when we say how these entries are offset, because you have opened account in Canara Bank, the other has opened in State Bank, the third one has opened in Punjab National Bank or ICICI or even HDFC. Okay, the multiple banks are functioning, and with the multiple branches also, multiple banks with the multiple branches. And I have an account with Punjab National Bank, okay, and you have an account with State Bank of India. Okay, you give me the check, I deposit it in Punjab National Bank, and this Punjab National Bank takes the money from State Bank of India. Okay, so the State Bank of India does not go to that bank, Punjab National Bank, to give that money कि आपने 50 लाख का चेक जो है मैं दिया था सुबह, अभी अपना पैसा ले लीजिए. It is not like this. Okay, then there is a clearing system, a centralized clearing system, with the help of which all those banking transactions are being tallied and then offset on the same day. No banking branch will ever close, ever close. Remember my words. No banking branch will ever close without telling the entire daily transactions, whatever has happened in the bank, whether it is in the form of debits or whether it is form of credits or whether it is in the form of transfer of money. Okay, transfer of money is also different. Transfer of money now again classified. When it is a inside the bank transfer, it's a simple thing, from one account to another account the money goes, it is being transferred. And when it is one bank to another, then it goes through RTGS. How it moves through RTGS. And when the money goes from India to Japan or to London, UK, then it goes to SWIFT. Okay, these are the topics which requires a lot of time to make you understand. Okay, but I am simply telling you the names at the moment. Okay, an overall view of banking, how it functions, how the things are being tallied, how they are being money transferred from one bank to another or one country to another. So then comes the balance of payment, okay, or balance of trade, or trade deficits, or trade surplus, So all these words and nomenclatures, they are being given at the later stages of the functioning. Is it okay? So till now, whatever I have told you people, if any question or if any, query or, something cropping your mind or anything, coming to your mind, take it anything and you want to ask me, you can ask me. So it's fine with every one of you. अच्छा, एकदम अगर इसको भी बता दें तो भी सुन लीजिए, क्योंकि थोड़ा थोड़ा टच एंड गो, शूट एंड स्कूट से हो सकता है कि आपको कंसेप्ट क्लियर ना हो, मगर मैडम ने कहा है तो मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. हाँ, कोई बात नहीं, मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. नहीं, बहुत डिफिकल्ट सब्जेक्ट्स हैं. मर्जर्स एक्विजिशन, हाँ, मर्जर्स एक्विजिशन का तो सब्जेक्ट हम लिया करते थे इंद्रप्रस्थ यूनिवर्सिटी में. मैंने लिया मर्जर्स एक्विजिशंस, ठीक है. हाँ, रेगुलेटरी बॉडी. तो मैंने आपको बताया कि हु आर द रेगुलेटरी बॉडीज. एक तो मैंने आपको बता दिया रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया फॉर द बैंकिंग सेक्टर, ठीक. और शेयर मार्केट के लिए कौन है? सेबी. नाम सुन रखा है ना आपने? SEBI. इज इट ओके? So these are the regulatory bodies for rural, banks controlling and monitoring. The NABARD is also there. I mean the first or second point, NABARD for the rural banking. These are the controlling bodies. Got it? And so when these are the controlling bodies, these are the controlling bodies for their respective areas. अब यहाँ तो MSMEs भी हैं जो माइक्रो स्मॉल फाइनेंसिंग करती हैं, ठीक है. They are also being, directly controlled by the, Reserve Bank of India, okay, through their regional offices. But वहां कौन सा कंट्रोलिंग बॉडी हो गई? रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया. तो बाई एंड लार्ज जो इन्होंने मैडम ने बताया, सेबी हुआ, नाबार्ड हुआ, रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया हुआ, ठीक है, ये सब क्या है? ये कंट्रोलिंग बॉडीज हैं जो मॉनिटर करती हैं इन द रिस्पेक्टिव एरियाज. बैंक का मैंने बता दिया, मैंने शेयर मार्केट और बॉन्ड्स मार्केट के लिए भी आपको बता दिया कि कौन कंट्रोल करता है. सेबी करता है, यही तो बोला ना मैंने. तो दीज आर द कंट्रोलिंग बॉडीज. सिमिलरली इंश्योरेंस को कंट्रोल कौन करता है? IRDA, IRDA, ठीक है. इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज के लिए या किसी भी प्रकार का इंश्योरेंस हो, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली इंश्योरेंस और इनका भी आपस में बड़ा वो है, लिंकेजेस हैं बैंक के साथ. आप कोई अगर बाय दी वे आपसे कहा जाए कि आपने लोन लिया फ्लैट के लिए, तो उसका इंश्योरेंस भी बैंक करता है, पता ना आपको, डॉक्यूमेंट्स के समय. और अगर आपको जो 50 लाख का लोन दिया था, बैंक ने एक लिमिट बनाई थी, तो उसका भी पूरे गुड्स इन इन प्रोसेस, गुड्स इन स्टॉक एंड गुड्स इन इन ट्रांजिट. यानी जब आप बाहर भेजते हैं गुड्स को, आपने बेच दिया तो ट्रक लेके जाएगा ना, या उससे जाएगा, रेलवे से जाएगा, या कोरियर लेके जाएगा, कोई तो है ना मोड ऑफ डिलीवरी. सो दे आर ऑल बीइंग इंश्योर्ड. वो कल को जो है कोई मुकर जाए कि हमने पैसा नहीं देना, ये वो, द हेल्प इज यू. व्हाई? बिकॉज द IRDA इज देयर. You can file and complaint with the IRDA, okay, and they will take action against them. So these are the controlling bodies. As regards to NPA, as she has stated right now, NPA, what is NPA? Non-performing assets. जो मैंने आपको क्या कहा था, ये मनी जो है ना, इसके आप जरा आप इसके गुण समझ लीजिए. मनी के कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, ये एक तो सीधा नहीं चलती है. एक लाइन में अगर इसको कहा जाए, ये सीधा नहीं चलती है. ये अपने डेस्टिनेशन पे जो है, ये हमेशा जिग-जैग वे में ट्रेवल करके पहुंचती है. कैसे, वो भी मैं समझा देता हूं. You will always find fluctuations in money. Money never travels in a straight line. Again fundamental, money never travels in a straight line. And the third गुण इसका क्या है, characteristic क्या है, कि the money, the idle money or the money lying idle with you हैज एब्सोल्युटली नो वैल्यू एट ऑल, उसकी वैल्यू है ही नहीं है. Got it? Now I am coming to that. The money lying idle, the assets lying idle. आपके assets जो हैं आइडल पड़े हुए हैं, उनका रिटर्न नहीं आ रहा, कुछ उनको कहीं यूज नहीं हो रहा प्रॉपर, और आपने ताला लगा के रखा हुआ है. लाला की तरह रोज जो है आप तिजोरी में जाके देखता है कि बंडल ऑफ नोट्स ठीक है ना, सब पड़े हुए हैं, और उसमें अगरबत्ती जला के फिर तिजोरी बंद करके वो चला जाएगा घर, देख देख के खुश है. ठीक है? गॉट द पॉइंट व्हाट आई एम टॉकिंग, यू अंडरस्टैंड? तो मनी लाइंग आइडल हैज नो वैल्यू एट ऑल, एब्सोल्युटली जीरो वैल्यू. तो इसलिए रिटर्न आना. तो नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट्स यानी जो एसेट्स आपके पास है या बैंक के पास है, मार्क कीजिएगा, वो एसेट किसी के पास भी हो सकते हैं, वो आपके पास भी हो सकते हैं, बैंक के पास भी हो सकते हैं, गवर्नमेंट के पास भी हो सकते हैं, रेलवे के पास भी हो सकते हैं. कैसे? आप देखिए, अगर कभी ट्रैवल करते हैं रेलवे से आप, तो रेलवे से 500 मीटर दूर तक उसकी जो पटरी है ना, ट्रैक जिस पे ट्रेन चलती है, तो 500 मीटर इधर 500 मीटर उधर तक वो सारी रेलवे भूमि है. ठीक? नॉन परफॉर्मिंग, उसका यूज ही नहीं होता, उस पर कब्जे हो जाते हैं, झुग्गी झोपड़ी वाले कब्जे कर लेते हैं, वो अपना रहते हैं शान शौकत से. ठीक है? वो बड़े आराम से रहते हैं, चाहे दिन में 50 ट्रेनें निकल रहे हैं, रात को भी उनको नींद अच्छी आती है. ठीक है? बट फॉर द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, हैविंग एसेट्स ऑफ सच नेचर आर नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट्स. बैंक ने अपनी बिल्डिंगें बना ली चारों तरफ, और अपनी बिल्डिंगें बना ली, और उसके बाद जो है ब्रांचेस खोल दी, और एक बैंक जो है बहुत अच्छा फंक्शन कर रहा है. कुछ ही बैंक होते हैं जो अच्छे फंक्शन करते हैं, जिससे प्रॉफिट्स अच्छे जनरेट होते हैं, और बाकी जो 50% बैंक होते हैं ना, वो सारे के सारे स्लगिश होते हैं इन देयर परफॉर्मेंस. तो उनकी बिल्डिंगें जो बैंक ने खरीद के, आज अगर उस बिल्डिंग की, एक जमाने में बैंक ने उसको 1 करोड़ में खरीदा था, वो ब्रांच खोल दी, और आज वही बिल्डिंग 100 करोड़ की है, तो आप बताइए बैंक को रिटर्न कैसे मिलने चाहिए? 100 करोड़ तो नहीं मिलेगा, या तो बेच दे उसको तो 100 करोड़ आ जाएगा. तो उस समय यह होता है कि नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट्स को बेचा जाता है. इवन 6 यूनिट्स हैविंग एसेट्स आर आल्सो बीइंग सोल्ड. अब एक 6 यूनिट है जिसको बोलते हैं एयर इंडिया, इंडियन एयरलाइंस. ठीक है जी, उसको टाटा ने खरीद लिया. So these are known as non-performing assets. I mean, these assets are not performing, giving no value to the returns. Okay. Therefore, these are known as, are called non-performing assets. Thank you very much, Bhansali.